أستاذ أنت نادتني؟
Okay, خلاص. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to study a grammar lesson. This is in Unit 5, Lesson 4, Step 4. Okay. Before we start the lesson, let's answer this question. What's the difference in meaning? What's the difference in meaning? I have studied English for 11 years. I have been studying English for 11 years. Here the form is different. Have studied and have been studying, different forms. What's the difference in meaning? Subhi?
It's the same meaning, but how we write the sentences is different. نفس المعنى بس الطريقة مختلفة في الكتاب.
But no, it's
بس
different.
بطريقة عادية.
It's difference in meaning, of course. Using different tenses, Subhi, using different tenses changes the meaning. Ayub bin Farid. Thank you.
The first sentence means that he studied English for 11 years, but he's not studying now. And the second sentence means that he has been studying English and he's still studying.
Very good. Thank you. Ilari.
I was going to say the same.
Okay, good. So the first sentence, I have studied English for 11 years. Have studied here is present perfect. Present perfect simple. Have or has plus past participle. It means I started studying English and finished. So it means a complete action. خلاص درست وخلصت. So I have studied means I started studying and finished. It's a complete action. But the second sentence, have been studying, this form is called present perfect continuous. Have or has plus been plus verb plus ing. It means I started studying English 11 years ago and I am still studying. So it's a continuous action. يعني حدث بدأ في الماضي وما زال مستمر حتى الآن. أما الجملة الأولى ده درس وخلص, as your friend said. So have studied means a complete action, and have been studying, it's a continuous action. It is still continuing until this time or the present time. Okay. Now let's answer a second question. Look at the picture here. Talk about your future job. What would you like to be in the future? What would you like to be in the future? Ablan Nawaf. What would you like to be in the future? Muhammad Ala, what would you like to be in the future? Yusuf Yasser, what would you like to be in the future? Ahmed Sayed?
I would like to be a footballer in the future.
All right, thank you. Muhammad Majdi?
I would like to be a doctor in the future.
Good. Amr Mahmoud?
I would like to be a doctor in the future.
Good. Al-Falaki?
I would like to be a doctor in the future.
Yes. Would you like to study in Canada, as I know? Good. You can acquire many new skills to have a good job. Acquire means learn. Acquire, to learn or develop a skill, a habit or quality. You should acquire some skills to get a good job. positive attitude, self-management, thinking skills, communication skills, employment or employability skills, willingness to learn, resilience, careness or careers, teamwork. So all these are skills you should acquire if you want to get a good job. Acquire. Literacy. Many adults have some problems with literacy and numeracy. Literacy. And the opposite is illiteracy. Literacy means
literacy,
literacy is the ability to read or write. The ability to read and write. Literacy. The opposite is illiteracy. The inability to read and write. Literacy. My parents are my pride and joy. Pride and joy is an expression. Pride and joy.
pride and joy,
Pride and joy. The main source of satisfaction and happiness. I love my family so much. They are my pride and joy. They are the main source of my satisfaction and happiness. My pride and joy. Publish. The school magazine has published many articles about health and safe in school. Publish.
publish,
An author or a company prepare and issue a book, a journal, a piece of music, or other work for public sale. Publish means to prepare and issue a book, a newspaper, a journal, a magazine for public sale. Publish. Writer's block. The reporter had writer's block, so he couldn't write anything this week. This reporter couldn't write anything this week. Why? Because he had writer's block. Writer's block,
writer's block,
the condition of being unable to think of what to write. He is unable to think of what to write. He cannot think about writing. Writer's block. So let's
acquire,
the new words. Acquire means learn and develop. Acquire.
literacy,
Literacy, the ability to read and write.
pride and joy,
Pride and joy. My family is my pride and joy.
publish,
Publish. Writer's block.
writer's block,
Writer's block. These are the new words you are going to study today. Next time you are going to complete the rest of words or the new words. We've got some new words. Let's read them. Acquire, amateur, amateur, ballpoint, colon, fall off, literacy, pride and joy, publish, try out, writer's block. Now, fill in the spaces with words from the list. I'll give you 2 minutes. The other words, you are going to learn them the next period in lesson 5. Number 1 يوسف علاء.
He is just had an article published in Kuwait Teams.
Yes, we add ed published. Thank you. العوضي.
We aren't allowed to write in ballpoint at school.
Thank you. عز الدين.
He spends hours cleaning that motorcycle. It is his pride and joy.
Very good. منير بدري.
This tennis tournament is open to both amateur and professionals.
Amateur. Yes, amateur or amateur. We add s, amateurs or amateurs. All right, thank you. Last one. عبد الرحمن العوضي, turn off your mic please. عبد الرحمن محمد عاطف العوضي. أيوب بن فريد.
You need to acquire some skills before you graduate. Acquire.
Thank you. Yes, very good. Acquire. Now, please open your sentence book on page number 42. We are going to answer some questions talking about what the grammar points using the present perfect simple, have or has plus past participle, or the continuous present perfect continuous have been, has been plus ing with for and since. Open your sentence book, page number 42. So, present perfect symbol, we use the present symbol or present perfect symbol have plus past participle form. I've just finished my lunch. They've moved twice this year. That's the third banana you've eaten today. So we have finished, have moved, have eaten. We use the present perfect symbol to refer to the fact that something happened in the past. I've shaken hands with the president. Here we didn't mention the time, the exact time. يبقى ممكن نستخدم المضارع التام مع شيء حدث في الماضي بس بدون ما تحديد الزمن. أقول أنا I have finished my homework. I have done my homework. I have eaten my breakfast. He didn't say an hour ago or yesterday, last night. ما حدد الزمن. I have present here, a present perfect to refer to the fact that something happened in the past without defining the time. We use the present perfect to refer to a past experience or achievement with a definite result in the present. نستخدم البريزنت بيرفكت الاستخدام الثاني نتكلم على انجاز او تحقيق او خبره في الماضي مع نتيجه في الحاضر. He's passed his driving test. He has passed. So now he can drive on his own. This is the result. دي النتيجه. طالما في سبب ونتيجه يبقى نستخدم ايه؟ البريزنت بيرفكت او بعد كده ايه؟ result. How long something has happened. لما نتكلم عن المدة نقول for a long time, for a short time, for 3 years, since أو كذا لازم نحدد البريزنت بيرفكت. أما نسأل السؤال ب how long. I've been at this school for 4 years or since I was 11 years old. How long have you been at this school? For 4 years since I was 11 years old. Present perfect continuous we form it with have plus been plus verb plus ing. Have been, has been, ing. I've been eating my lunch. She's been writing letters. Have been eating, has been writing. We use the present perfect continuous to refer to an activity which continues over a length of time. نستخدم present perfect continuous لما نتكلم على نشاط استمر لفترة زمنية. She's been reading the newspaper all morning, all day, all evening, all night. Human beings have been writing for over 5,000 years. البشر كانوا وما زالوا بيكتبون منذ أكثر من 5000 سنة. Did they stop writing? No, they didn't. They are still writing. So as the two examples I mentioned at the beginning of the lesson, when I asked Sobhi, what's the difference in meaning? I have studied English and I have been studying English. Here the first one means a complete action and the second one is a continuous action. So these sentence refer to a continuous action. She is still reading and the human beings are still writing. An activity which may not be completed. ممكن يكون حدث أو نشاط ما اكتمل، ربما لم يكتمل. I've been reading the newspaper. I probably haven't finished reading it. أنا كنت بقرأ الجريدة وما زلت but I didn't finish it. I didn't complete it. I didn't complete this activity reading. I probably haven't finished reading it. I have been reading the newspaper for an hour and I am still reading. I have read the newspaper. I probably read as much as I want to. أما الجملة الثانية دي أنا قرأت الجريدة ممكن يكون احتمال قرأت بالقدر الكافي اللي أنا عايزه. خلصتها. يبقى I've read the newspaper it means I have finished. I have finished reading what I want. Okay? On a for sense we use it with the present perfect or present perfect continuous. تعال نشوف الفرق ما بين for sense. We use for plus a period of time. كلمة for بعدها فترة زمنية. A period of time, a long time, a short time, 3 hours, 3 years, 10 minutes. يبقى for بعدها مدة زمنية. 7 weeks. People have been writing for 5,000 years. We use since with a point of time in the past مع وقت محدد نقطة محددة since 1990 since the last century last year last month last week since yesterday ما ينفعش أقول since a week أقول since the last week for the last week لو حطيت ذا تاخد for يبقى هنا since people have been writing Arabic since the 4th century CE. We also use for and since with the present perfect symbol. قلنا for since مشتركين في زمنين يا اما present perfect symbol present perfect continuous. My family has worked for his company for 20 years since 1989. يبقى for is used to describe the length of time that the action lasts. For a year, for a minute, for my whole life, for centuries. Since is used to describe the point in time when the action started, since 1999, since last year, since my graduation, since yesterday, since the wedding. Okay? Now, match the sentence beginnings A with A to E with the endings 1 to 5. To make a complete sentence, read and match. مصطفى عبد الله الفلكي أسئلة عبد الله الفلكي. الفلكي. My family has lived in complete. إلاري.
My family has lived in this neighborhood since 2005.
Thank you. يوسف سامي.
The garden has been his pride and joy since he bought the house. Pride and joy since he bought the house.
Thank you. عمر أحمد.
I have had writer's block since my last novel was published.
Novel. Yes, very good. Azidin.
Hussein has been talking to his brother on the telephone for over an hour.
Very good. يوسف علاء.
معك أستاذ. Literacy levels have been rising
consistently
since 1990.
Very good. Let's check the answer here. Thank you. So number one, letter A, 5, B, 1, C, 4, D, 2, E, 3. Okay. My family has lived in this neighborhood since 2005. The garden has been his pride and joy since he bought the house. I've had writer's block since my last novel was published. Hussein has been talking to his brother on the telephone for over an hour. Literacy levels have been rising consistently since 1990. Now compare these two pairs of sentences. What tense is each verb? I have written 3 letters this morning. I've been writing letters all morning. Amr Mahmoud, I've written
أستاذ ده present perfect tense.
present perfect. Let's add symbol. present perfect symbol عشان نفرق ما بين present perfect continuous present perfect بس زود كلمة ايه symbol. present perfect symbol. Have, has plus PP. Okay. Have been writing. Thank you. صبحي.
I have been writing.
Yes.
استغفر الله العظيم. باسبورت اسمه
present.
لا أستاذ.
have been writing. present.
بقول present أستاذ قصدي
present perfect continuous. Okay. present perfect have been writing here صبحي. have been writing present perfect continuous. have or has plus be plus verb plus ing. Okay. Ilari has just played.
He has just played tennis. The present perfect.
Present perfect symbol. Okay. Has been playing tennis for several years. Yusuf Hamdi.
Present perfect continuous.
Good. Yes. So let's check the answer. So have written present perfect tense or present perfect symbol. Present perfect continuous have been writing. Has just played present perfect tense or present perfect symbol. Has been playing present perfect continuous. Now, which tense describes an activity over a length of time and which tense describes a finished action؟ انتبهوا للزمنين. احنا قلنا present perfect continuous و present perfect symbol. أي زمنين يعبر عن نشاط عبر فترة زمنية. ممتد لفترة زمنية. وأي زمن بيصف حدث منتهي a finished action. يلا. Which tense describes an activity over a length of time and which tense describes a finished action؟ الفلكي.
Tense describe an activity, present perfect continuous.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Ilari.
Present perfect continuous refers to an action that is still going on from the past, and present perfect simple describes an action that was going on in the past and it is finished now.
So it's a finished action. Okay, a finished action. Present perfect tense or present perfect symbol describes a finished action. So let's check here. The present perfect continuous describes an activity over a length of time. He has been sleeping for 5 hours. The kids have been playing since morning. So the present perfect continuous describes an activity over a length of time. And which tense describes a finished action? The present perfect. The present perfect symbol describes a finished action. I have finished my work. I have completed my work. Finished. Okay, when we are describing an activity that continues over a length of time, what kind of information follows the word since and for? People have been writing for 5,000 years. People have been writing Arabic since the 4th century. So what kind of information follows the words since and for? Yusuf Sami.
Yes, teacher. مش فاهم ايه السؤال. هما كده الجملة صح، أنا مش فاهم السؤال.
الجملة صح. ده السؤال بالأزرق يا يوسف. بيقول لك هنا ايه الكلمات اللي تيجي بعد for وايه الكلمات اللي تيجي بعد since. هنا what kind of information follows the word since and for. Numbers.
after for.
حددها. ممكن يجي لك since 1990. محمد مجدي.
Said after since a date.
Yes, we have a definite time or a point of time, يعني وقت محدد. But for with a period of time, يعني فترة زمنية، مدة زمنية. Okay, so let's check here. For is used to describe the length of time that the action lasts, for a year, for a minute, for the whole my whole life, for centuries. Since is used to describe the point in time when the action starts. Since 1990, since last year, since 10 o'clock, since my graduation, since yesterday. Okay. Now complete this sentence by choosing the right verb from form for or since. مطلوب منك تختار حاجتين. تختار الزمن يا اما present perfect simple يا present perfect continuous، وتختار for or since حسب الكلمه اللي بعدها. يبقى في كل جمله في اختيارين. You choose the tense and you choose for or since. طبعا احنا قلنا الفرق ما بين present perfect tense present perfect simple ده حدث اكتمل. present perfect continuous بدأ وما زال مستمر حتى الآن. Okay. A. Who can choose the correct answer? العوضي.
The Chinese have characters 1500 BCE. Have been drawing characters since 1500 BCE.
Have been drawing, it means they are still drawing. Very good. Have been drawing since. Thank you. Munir.
By the age of 15, Chinese students have acquired over 3,000 characters.
Here, by the age of 15, have acquired.
Acquired.
Yes, they finished. يبقى هنا قبل ما يصل سنه 15 سنة الطالب الصيني يكون تعلم حوالي 3000 حرف. احنا قلنا 3000 حرف ده 3000 كلمة. Okay, 3000 characters. Okay, thank you. عمر أحمد.
Omar has lost his pen so he can't do his English homework.
يبقى هنا عمر قال لك هنا عمر has lost. في افعال ما ينفعش معاها continuous يا شباب. اقول لك هنا I have broken my leg، ما ينفعش هنا I have been breaking my leg. يبقى في افعال some verbs you don't use in the continuous sense. So عمر has lost his pen. Yes عمر, complete. So
she has read so he can't do his English homework. He been looking.
عمر أحمد, question C.
تمام. He has lost his pen so he can't do his English homework. He has been looking.
Yes.
For it all evening.
All evening. Yes, all evening. لما تلاقي كلمة all evening, all morning, all afternoon, all day, we use the present perfect continuous. Thank you. Let's see. Yusuf Hamdi.
Reem has been for the age of the.
For the age of 3 or since the age of 3?
For the.
هنا the age of 3 عمر 3 سنين ده. سن 3 سنين ده وقت محدد. يوسف we use since the age of 3. Okay. So let's check the answer later. Next, D, who can complete? Yusuf Ala.
She has read two or three books a week. For 7 years now.
Several years. So she has read or has been reading?
Read.
She has read?
Read.
Finished. She has finished 2 or 3 books a week for several years now. Let's check later, okay? E. Hilary.
The European countries have been using the Roman alphabet for 2000 years.
Have? Yes?
Been using.
Have been using since 2000 years or for 2000 years? 4. Let's check the answer again. Thank you. So the first one, the Chinese have been drawing characters since 1500 BCE. By the age of 15, Chinese students have acquired over 3,000 characters. Omar has lost his pen, so he can't do his homework. He's been looking for it all evening. Reem has been reading since the age of 3. She has read 2 or 3 books a week for several years now. Has read, okay, good. يبقى when we talk about numbers of activities, we use present perfect continuous or present perfect simple. Okay, the European countries have been using the Roman alphabet for 2000 years. Okay. طب عايز تكمل دلوقتي هنا complete the sentence using for or since. كمل الجمل دي بزمن مع استخدام for و since. احنا قلنا for بعدها وقت مدة زمنية و since بعدها وقت محدد. I've been learning English. يا اما for يا اما since. كمل. الفلكي.
I have been learning English for 11 years.
For 11 years. Good. B. Yusuf Sami.
This week I have written.
What have you written? This week I've written
3 books.
2 emails, 3 letters, a story. Yes. For or since?
4.
Complete.
For 3 books.
لا يا يوسف انتبه معايا يا يوسف. انا بتكلم على فور بعديها يا بابا مده زمنيه وسنس بعديها وقت محدد. عمر احمد.
I have written a letter to my uncle for 3 hours.
Good. Yes. C. العوضي.
In this lesson, we have been studying since half past 11.
Very good. D. الفلكي.
This year in English lessons, our class
has acquired or has learned 200 words
has learned 200 words for 5 hours.
For 5 hours or for 3 months is good. طيب since I started learning English هو بدأ الجملة بsince. إلاري.
Since I started learning English, I have been improving my grammar.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So let's check the answers. I've been learning English since I was 6 years old. I've been learning English for 11 years. This week, I've written a short story about life in space. وكمل الجملة for an hour or for 2 hours. This week, I've written 3 emails to my friend. In this lesson, we've studied many subjects about precious resources, etc. In this lesson, we've learned about the benefits of recycling. أي جمل من الجمل دي. اوكي تعالوا نشوف دلوقتي يا شباب اختيارات. عايزك تختار since ولا for. يلا. Since is followed with a specific time. For is followed with by a length of time. منير.
For a long time.
For a long time. Good. يوسف علاء.
He has been watching TV since 9 o'clock.
Very good. يوسف سامي.
I have been living in Kuwait since 1968.
1968. Good. أحمد سيد.
They have been playing 3 hours.
3 hours.
4.
3 hours. 3 hours. يبقى احنا قلنا تاني يا صبحي ان 4 لازم يتبعها مده زمنيه. since ياتي بعدها وقت محدد. اوكي؟ طيب ده الفرق ما بين الاثنين. احنا we have studied present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. All these verbs correct them using the present perfect simple. يلا correct the verb. الفلكي. Say the verb. Corrected.
London. He have just arrived from London.
He have or he has?
Just arrived from London.
صبح عبد الله الفلكي. عبد الله he have or he has? He has just arrived. Thank you. Hilary.
I haven't finished my homework yet.
Very good. Yusuf Sami.
I already يبقى 3 cups of tea. I have
go on.
I have 3 cups of tea.
بس اقول have بس. عبد الرحمن عاطف العوضي. اسمع يوسف.
I have already had 3 cups of tea.
Very good. يوسف سامي هنا الفعل have ده فعل أساسي يعني تناولت أو شربت. أجيب قبلها have الأولى الفعل مساعد يبقى I have already had. أوكي يوسف؟ have already had. number 4. عز الدين.
I haven't never seen a ghost.
هنا عز الدين never ما استخدمش معاها not يبقى I
have never seen a ghost.
Yes, I have never seen a ghost. Ayub.
He has left Kuwait since October. Has left.
Left past simple. I want present perfect. Ayub.
Has left.
Yes, has left. Okay, number 6. هم اللي بيجاوبوا معايا اللي بيشاركوا معايا بس هم والباقي نايمين. يلا أخيرا ده ظهر إيه؟ عبد الفتاح. يلا عبد الفتاح. أحمد محمود.
Sir.
Number 6.
I have passed my driving test.
Yes. Correct.
So I can borrow my father's car. I have passed.
Yes, have passed. Thank you. عمرو محمود.
They have broken the law. Yes. They should be punished.
Punished. صبحي. Thank you.
I haven't seen him for a long time.
Very good. Last one. Munir. Thank you.
I have given up smoking lately.
Excellent. البريزنت بيرفكت سيمبل. البريزنت بيرفكت كونتينوس يا شباب اللي احنا قلناه ايه؟ have been has been ing. يلا have been has been ing. عبد الله الفلكي.
Car since the early morning. He has been repairing his car since the early morning.
Repairing. Thank you. Hilary.
I have been training for more than 3 months.
العوضي.
I have been exercising for 2 hours.
Very good. Let's stop here. You can do the rest as homework. Check your answers later. Okay. You can screenshot this page so that you can answer them.